going on, everybody? This is Lady Luck here again. All right. Y'all see the title. You see who we have up. This is Josh Hammer on the Aaron Nolan show talking about Candace Owens because, you know, it just needs to be discussed at this point. So if you guys have not been following, please check out the international headliner Candace Owens playlist on my channel where I just go over the facts. And yes, I do give my commentary. I believe Candace Owens is completely out of pocket on a lot of things now. She has completely weaponized Charlie Kirk's death. You know, she has lied about the Macron's lawsuit. I've gone over her lawsuit she lost against USAA Today, lawsuit she lost against the 3 Harbor Point Square apartments, which is a while back, but I just wanted you all to see this pattern of behavior that seems to be somehow prominent to me, but being unfolded before the public's eyes when it comes to Candace Owens and her, many litigation issues. There was one lawsuit that she filed that was filed against her, to which she won against I want to say a Republican candidate. What's her name? Klosak or Klosiak? We can go over that case. I mean, you guys let me know in the comment section. If you want me to go over that case, we can. I don't, believe in attacking, but I do want people to see, based on just the history of her, previous lawsuits and how she handled herself and conducted herself in these cases. It should give you a pretty good idea of what to expect with this Macron's lawsuit. So make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe to the Lady Luck Club. We are growing, and I want to thank you all for the support and the views and just the overwhelming responses that I've been receiving thus far on Candace Owens' videos that I have up discussing those previous lawsuit and legal matters. It is refreshing to see people just wanting to see the truth. All right. And I'm not doing this for people to stop supporting Candace Owens. But at least have an understanding of it. Otherwise, being boxed in to just listen to Candace Owens only, become narrow-minded. And it keeps you from being able to just think logically and ask questions for yourself and do your own research. And that's exactly what we're doing here in the Lady Luck Club. Research. So let's get to this. Hit the like button, subscribe, share the content, all those good things. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Josh Hammer has had to respond to Candace Owens because Candace Owens is insinuating that everyone is guilty for some odd reason regarding Charlie Kirk's death, as awful as it was. And we all saw what we saw on national television, Candace. But she has gone in heavy and deep for an entire month about it. And everyone has been blamed, from Israel to the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, to every Jewish person on earth, to the U.S. military, to someone named Phil Lyman and his cousin nephew, and where's his mother, and all these things. She's insinuating that, older gentlemen with long hair that can be put up in ponytails and man buns may have something to do with it. But yet, produces zero evidence to back it up. The only thing she has shown is some text messages that Turning Point confirmed were real text messages from a group chat, but she released this information. And to prove what point? It doesn't prove that Turning Point is responsible for Charlie Kirk's death either. So what was the purpose of that? And of course, she has kind of dug her claws into Josh Hammer and has called him all kinds of names. And, he's now discussing that, that infamous video of her trying to insinuate that he has something to do with Charlie Kirk's death, and, the name calling and the attacks and all this nonsense Candace is doing. He has addressed it on the Aaron Nolan show. So let's get to it. Make sure you guys check out Aaron Nolan show on YouTube. She has well over 100,000 supporters. Fantastic stuff. Let's go.
So I have to just ask Megyn Kelly, is Candace Owens really brilliant? Is she brilliant for referring to me, your former guest, as subhuman filth? I mean, is she brilliant for using Nazi-esque language against me for the very simple reason that I am a proud, public, and inconspicuous Jewish American? It strikes me as not particularly brilliant. It strikes me as deranged, lunatic, menacing behavior that is simply not fit for polite society, let alone someone who should be welcomed into the broader tent of right-of-center political opinion.
How did it feel to come back online and to see the kind of vile tripe that she was putting out there publicly about you?
Well, so Aaron, so I was offline. I was offline for the 2-day Jewish holiday of Sukkot when this was pretty much all going down. It's funny. So it was literally like 20 minutes before I turned my phone off that I saw that Candace Owens did a show where she leaked the WhatsApp chat that I had been in with Charlie Kirk. So right as I was turning my phone off, I started getting some snippets.
I hope you all noticed that. He said she leaked the WhatsApp chat that he had been in with Charlie Kirk. She leaked it. Even in death, she's not giving Charlie Kirk a break or a moment's peace or anyone else that loved him and cared about him. Candace Owens is conducting herself as if no one else loved Charlie Kirk but her. Never mind the fact that he had a wife and 2 kids. You can say whatever you want to say about Charlie Kirk's memorial service, how Erica Kirk just displayed our behavior. It doesn't take away from the fundamental fact that she was his wife and he chose to marry her. She didn't put a gun to his head. And he chose Erica Kirk over Candace Owens. See, that's the question that no one is asking here. Deep down on the inside, Candace Owens, how do you really feel about Erica Kirk? Because why won't you have her on your show? Why won't you do an interview with her? Why won't you show any proof that you've reached out to Erica Kirk and tried to make sure she was okay? You're willing to leak group chat text messages, but you're not willing to show how you have actually tried to reach out to Erica Kirk. I mean, what's really going on here? She's not really bad-mouthing Erica Kirk, but she's not confirming that they were friends or had a close relationship or that she even cares about how she feels at this point, being, that Erica Kirk is now a widow with 2 kids, 2 small kids. She hasn't said anything to show that she is in good standing with Erica Kirk either, or that they even talk once a month. So the only thing that I've noticed from Candace when it comes to Erica Kirk is that Candace Owens comes off as if she was once upon a time in love with Charlie Kirk and he just didn't pick her. Otherwise, I can't explain why she has no interest in even showing the public that her and Erica Kirk had some sort of kinship at some point. If you claim that Charlie Kirk was your best friend, he was like a brother to you, he was there for you when you got married and vice versa. And now it's like you don't even care that his wife exists. Candace, why don't you have Erica Kirk on your show again?
Kirk. So right as I was turning my phone off, I started getting some snippets of notifications there, but I really had no idea what would transpire when it comes to the sheer levels of her derangement and insanity over the 48 hours, give or take, that would ensue. Now, someone did tell me at synagogue while I was offline, just a heads up, Candace is really going after you. And that kind of sealed me a little bit, but there's really no preparation for actually turning the phone on and truly seeing all the notifications. I'll put it this way: I was up till 3 a.m. local time that night, just dealing with all the messages and emails and whatnot. There, it's not fun. Now, to an extent, it's part of just the nature of our business. I mean, when you put yourselves out there, you're going to get pushback. But this is not pushback, right? I mean, this is not someone responding to a legal theory of mine or making an intelligent point about the 2-state solution or not 2-state solution. No, I mean, this is literally just picking a Jewish person and calling him subhuman filth and sicking your band of millions and millions of neo-Nazi zealots on a Jewish person who happens to be, like Charlie, happens to be a husband and a father to a young child. So, I mean, it's just awful, awful stuff. And I guess I will say, Eric, I'm pretty sure I've said this publicly already. I'm talking to lawyers. I think I'm a lawyer by background. I work for a federal appeals judge. I know a thing or two about United States constitutional law. I think that we have a potentially serious case here for defamation, and I'm very much speaking with lawyers, and we'll see what happens.
Yes!
I agree entirely.
Let me tell you something. You better go for it, bro. Go for it, Josh Hammer. And the Lady Luck Club is here for it. If he files a lawsuit, we will read that lawsuit. We will go over the information. I will give my commentary. And I will not care how Candace Owens or, what's growing into this cult of personality feel about it. I hope they realize Candace Owens is not always right. There are times where she has presented documentation and evidence on legitimate and valid reporting, such as the BLM founder, mismanaging money. I won't go so far as to say that BLM was a hoax, because you don't want to forget about the injustices that people do endure because of the color of their skin. Let's not pretend like slavery and Jim Crow did not happen in the United States of America here. But to the extent that Candace goes attacking ethnic groups at a time, including Black people. But I find it mighty funny that she doesn't attack Caucasians that way. And it's like, what is the motivation, the intent behind this? To go after the entire Jewish community as hard as she does. I mean, does she not have one Jewish friend? Now I'm curious that, they say that just because you claim if you're a racist, you say, well, I'm not a racist. I have 3 Black friends. And, it's like, okay, but that doesn't prove you're not racist. It's kind of like the same question to Candace Owens. Do you have any Jewish friends? Do you even know Jewish people at this point that you can say you could have a cordial conversation with and just sit down and talk to without it being, some conspiracy about how they may be involved in somebody's death? Let's not forget the fact that she insinuated the entire United States military may have something to do with Charlie Kirk's death with no evidence. Every veteran, every active duty member should be highly insulted and offended at her insinuating the U.S. military, but can't say what branch. I'm still waiting on what branch of military does Candace Owens feel had something to do with Charlie Kirk's death. Was it the Army, Candace? The Navy? Can you pick a branch? Does she even know all the branches of the armed forces? I'm just saying. So, if Josh Hammer sues Candace Owens, Candace, it's because you had it coming. You've been defaming this man and other Jewish individuals for weeks without rest and without impunity. And your 5 million plus followers are just going along with it. Some of them, depending on, what their stance is on her platform, could be named as co-conspirators. So you might want to be careful what you say and agree to. Like her mods, they can really, boy, they can really be named. But what was the purpose of attacking Josh Hammer? Just another person just thrown into the mix. Candace, at this rate, all the people you've gone after and attacked, Phil Lyman is another. He has a viable case. This man was harassed online. His cousin, that he sees as a nephew, I guess, was harassed to the point where this man cleared 2 of his 3 social media profiles. And then the one that's remaining, he just cleared all the data. And then she sits in on her video, oh, well, Phil Lyman is, understandably angry with me. Yeah, because you have your entire 5 million plus base aiding in this cyber harassment campaign. Whenever you say you're looking for a specific target or profile of an individual, your base that you can't control goes out and targets these people. And they don't care. And when you have sycophants that are willing to do the unspeakable, you can't say that you did not facilitate or aid in that, unspeakable act. What if it gets to a point where it does become violent? Where people start to actually act out how they feel based on being charged up by Candace Owens, based on what she says and does. It's so insane and asinine, it makes no sense at this point. So Josh Hammer from the Lady Luck Club, can sue her ass. Because she's already feeling the pressure from the Macron's lawsuit. They're going to come to court with scientific evidence, which is what you would need, Candace, to prove if someone's born a man or a woman. And you're still lying about that. Yeah, because you still won't even talk about how you lied about not seeking a dismissal in that case. But yet, none of her 5 million supporters are asking her about it either. So if they're willing to just let her get away with it and just lie to their faces and not even give an explanation as to why she decided to seek a dismissal, after saying she wasn't going to do that, then I'm just going to keep bringing it up. I'm going to keep bringing it up, even though she will never, ever give them an explanation. The rest of us know what the hell is going on. Candace, you lost the case against USAA Today. You lost the case against an apartment complex you used to stay at. And you had to pay up money. You're waiting on a summary from the High Court of Australia, where they're not legally required to give you a visa. You keep creating these issues for yourself, and then you get mad when things don't go your way. Bye, Felicia. All right. Thank you all so much for tuning in. That's all I have. We'll just wait for that lawsuit to drop. And we're going to read it when it does. All right. So you guys make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the LLC. We're doing some great things up in here, and I thank God for it. He's blessing this channel and taking it in a positive direction. And until the next one, you guys take care. Lady, look out. Deuces.